So you want to sell products online and travel the world in 2020? I got you. What's going on, everybody? Ryan Melnick back here with another video, and this video is going to be absolutely huge. We're going to be talking about how to sell products online and travel the world in today and in 2020 and beyond. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about building businesses online, as well as how to acquire travel points to be able to travel the world for little to no money at all in luxury. So it's going to be awesome, guys. Super valuable here. Before we jump way too deep into this video, I do want to mention, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already for the value that I am providing to you. Click the like button and comment below. Let me know if you started doing this where you've got credit cards, you've given the ability to get travel points or travel the world at all, or where you're at with your online business, whatever it may be. So let's jump in and talk about the opportunity that we have today to sell products online and travel the world, and especially how it's going to be in 2020. Now, first things first, I just want to talk about something that's pretty basic overall, but it's really important that I want to hit on it right here, is that you can easily nowadays, very simply, build a business, wow, that's supposed to be a Z, a business online that you can take with you wherever you go, okay? And what I mean by that is using something like Facebook ads. I talk a lot about Facebook ads because I think that, Facebook itself is one of the most powerful marketing tools in the history of the world. And I truly mean that. Biggest reason being because honestly, you can target all different types of people and you can put it right in front of their face and you can make money just like that off of people. Sorry for that Z there. It's pretty terrible. But you can build an online business with Facebook ads. You can do that using Shopify dropshipping. You can use it with a general store. You can use it with a one product store if you know what you're doing a little bit, and at least you're intermediate. Whatever it may be, guys, there's a ton of different ways you can build online businesses, and you can use Facebook ads, Google ads, stuff like that. I talk about Facebook ads because I think it's a great skill really to acquire once you learn how to do it properly. There's so many things you can do with it later on, okay? So you build a business online using something like Facebook ads, and what does that do? That does a lot for you. It gives you the ability to travel the world for little to no money at all using points. And if you guys don't know what points are, travel points. And these are points through American Express, through hotel chains, through airlines, through Chase, right? We use points, okay? And so what we do is, and I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about it when it comes to credit cards and stuff like that. And a lot of people look down on credit cards, guys. There's nothing wrong with having credit cards. It actually helps your credit score over the long term to have more cards. That's why the people that are wealthy or know what they're talking about have a substantial amount of cards, because it actually does help your credit score. So you shouldn't be looking down on credit cards. And guys, just so I get this out of the way, I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not saying you should take everything I say with a grain of salt, but at the same time, guys, I'm just sharing what I've done and what I've been able to do with credit cards and with points. Okay, so we travel the world using points. I'm going to go really in depth and show you guys how many points I have and what I can use them for and everything like that in a second here. But we travel the world using points. Now, how can we do that? We can do that by utilizing certain cards. I love Chase. Chase is a bank. They also do credit cards, okay? And one of their system, they use Expedia on their back end, but you can go into their system and basically exchange your points for travel. Now, the reason I love Chase so much is because it's flexible. Their customer service is pretty awesome in comparison to other companies. And then thirdly, the points are actually worth a lot more than the other travel points you might be able to get. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons why. I can go more in depth in that in later videos, but some of the ways we could start that out, with when we have a business online, we're using Facebook ads, we're using different things. Remember that we have expenses, right? Okay, we have expenses. So if we're spending, just the beginning, you're starting out and you have these expenses, right? And you're starting out with, let's say, $100 a month, randomly on, Shopify and, apps and stuff like that. That's fine, but that's $100 that could be going towards points, right? You could be getting, 1.5, you could be getting 2 times points on those expenses. Okay, so we want to use those expenses to our advantage. Then when you start to scale something up, you're going to have a lot of expenses, right? Because later on, if you start to scale something up, if you're spending $500 a day on Facebook ads, there's certain credit cards you can get that can give you 3 or 4 times points on Facebook ads, okay, which can be absolutely huge. So what cards we use for that, for instance, okay? I'm gonna talk about 2 specific cards, and I'm gonna talk about one. It depends on your situation, guys. It depends on what your credit score is. If you don't have a credit card already, where you can see like your FICO score through like Discover or Citi or something like that, I would recommend getting the app Credit Karma. It's 100% free, guys. It doesn't hurt your credit score at all to get it, just so that you know what your credit score is, give or take, right? And so this is for people, I would say, that are at least in the 700 range to be able to apply for these cards and actually get them. If you're below 700, you have a lower chance of getting these. 720 and above, you have a really high chance of actually getting approved for these cards, okay? So the first one that I'm gonna talk about is and it's gonna look like in a little abbreviation here, is the Chase Ink for Business card, okay? I'm just gonna do Chase Ink Business Preferred card. I'm not a big fan of this pencil here. So the Chase Ink Business Preferred card, I actually don't have it on me right now because I left it at a hotel in Boston, so I have to get a new one. But the Chase Ink Business Preferred card, I'm going to be putting the links to all these cards below here, guys. Yes, I do get an affiliate commission, or I get points, travel points for free if you guys sign up using those links. But that would tell me that you're supporting the channel, so I would appreciate it if you do that. If you're going to get one of these cards, you can click those links below. I will outline those in the description. But the Chase Ink for Business card, guys, it is a business card. Yes, you don't need a business, a legal business to actually have this card. You can use your social security number, and that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? It happens all the time. I've done it. My fiance has done it. Everybody does it all the time, okay? So it's not a big deal. I suggest you read a little bit more into credit cards so you know about that stuff. I'm going to be pushing more videos out in the future, guys, about credit as well. I'll have a full playlist of credit stuff, talking about credit cards, how to use it to our advantage. But that being said, Chase Ink Business Preferred card. When you spend $5,000 in the first 3 months, you get 80,000 points. That is equal to, on average, depends on the way that you redeem them, but on average, around $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 for free worth of travel. Yes, you have to spend $5,000 in 3 months. I'm not recommending you go and buy a bunch of stuff you don't need or that you wouldn't be buying already, but there's a lot of ways that you can actually spend that money without actually spending it. And I'll go over that in a later video to explain what that means. But the Chase Ink Business Preferred, one of the best cards, one of the biggest reasons, gives you 3 times points on advertisements in Facebook and in Google. So that is a great card to have. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on Facebook advertising, Google advertising, stuff like that. So I get hundreds of thousands of points a year just for running my business, okay? So that's one of my favorite cards. Another one of my favorite cards, and really as of late, it's been more of a favorite one than it has in the past because it's definitely improved as it relates to the benefits and stuff like that, is the Amex Business Biz Gold card, okay? And we're gonna be pushing videos. I'm gonna show you with you guys like what the difference between certain cards are and stuff, like business cards, personal cards, all that stuff. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. But the Amex Business Gold card, and why is it so valuable? That is this card right here. So show you guys right here. You can see Amex Business Gold card, right? It's a nice little metal card, right? So that card is cool. Love that card. Been using it a ton lately. Reason being, 4 times points. 4 times points in restaurants. I believe it's 4 times points in supermarkets as well. That may be the personal one, but the business one, 4 times points at restaurants, and also 4 times points on ads, like Facebook ads, Google ads, stuff like that. I don't love this one as much. I do use it on ads, but I don't use it as much as my Chase Ink Business Preferred card because Amex points here for travel are not worth quite as much because the Amex redemption platform is not as good. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that in a second. Okay, but these are 2 good cards. I would say at least 700 is what you need as it relates to the scores, but a really good chance above 720. Anything below that, if you're working on your credit, you're in the mid 600s, low 600s, or maybe you have no credit at all. A card that I would really suggest, I'll put this one in the link below as well, okay? Card I would suggest, because you got to build your personal credit before you build any business credit or even your personal credit at all. You got to build your credit from somewhere, right? Is actually I'm not a fan of this little writing thing. The Discover, and this is actually one of my, what I call cabinet cards because I don't use it. It's just in my cabinet, but it's one of the first cards, is the first card I got. The Discover It card, this is like a kind of a student card. It's like 1% cash back on everything. It's not just a student card. It's a very good beginner card, okay? So if your score is little to nothing, this is a great card to have. Discover It card, It's like 1% on everything, and then I think you get like certain quarters, you get a higher percentage. I'm not exactly sure. I have to check into the benefits. I'm not necessarily a per credit card master. I can go into specific offers later on, but Discover 8 card's a great card starting out if you have a lower score, or even if you're trying to build up and you're in the low 600s, you can't get those Chase cards or those Amex cards that are really good yet. In order, I would be at the Chase Ink Business Preferred first, and then the Amex Business Gold next. Another thing for that is Chase Ink Business Preferred card. It's a great card, and it's also only a $95 annual fee, which means each year you'll pay $95 for that card. It's well worth it if you assume the fact that you're going to get a lot of travel points as well. This one is a $250 annual fee, and I believe this Discover It card is a $0 annual fee. I'm 99% sure. So, great cards to have, guys. I will put the links in the description here so you guys can sign up for those. Or if you have any questions about those cards, comment below. Let me know, what questions you have about them. If you don't live in the U.S., credit is a little bit different. I'm not I'm not super informed when it comes to like out of the United States credit. I know a lot about United States credit, but as it for other countries, it's a little bit different. So that being said, guys, before we jump into the next line here, I just want to show you real quick some of the points that I have here, okay? So we're going to go into my Chase and my Amex here. So I may need to cut the screen here for a second so that I can log in. Okay, so here we are on my Chase dashboard, and you can see I have a few different cards here. Certain things are, but you guys can see I have a lot of different cards in here, and right now I have Chase Ultimate Rewards points. I have 221,000. I've had a lot more in the past. I just recently went on a trip, and actually I've been having points in many different places. Like my fiance has some, my parents have some, but they're essentially mostly my points. But 221,000 points. Let's see what that is equal to. Let's jump into Chase real quick and go in as if we were going to go and redeem something. Difference. You can see right here, like just these 87,000 points are worth over $1,000 in travel, and I have obviously 220 or something like that. I like to look a lot at hotels in here. So I just want to show you guys, like let's say we wanted to go to Los Angeles, 2 people, let's say we wanted to go Friday through Sunday of like next weekend or something. I want to show you guys what this would be worth, okay? So, it's going to show you a cash price, and that's going to be give or take what the cash price is actually going to be at a hotel, and it's going to show you how much we would pay in points. And having, just with this card, 80,000 points, and obviously together having 220,000 points, I always like to come in here and go to at least the 5 stars. Sometimes I click the 5 and the 4s. I clicked Las Vegas, didn't I? Whatever, we'll do Las Vegas, okay? I'll show you Las Vegas. So, you can see like Caesar's Palace is 799,000 points a night, 10,000 points per night. That's probably the presidential suite, so we will not be staying there. But you guys can see, like, these are all 5 stars, right? So these are all 5 stars. We'll just say we want to stay at one that's really nice. Red Rock is 17,000 points a night, but maybe not the most expensive one. We could stay at the Vidara or whatever that's called, the Aria. Aria is really nice for 27,000 points a night, worth $344. So, or the Bellagio the Bellagio is a little bit less. So say the Bellagio, okay? You could stay at the Bellagio for 25,000 points a night. This weekend would be Friday. I think we did Friday through Sunday. It's supposed to be a popular weekend there, which is Friday, Saturday. So 2 days, 2 nights, Friday night, Saturday night, right? 2 days, 2 nights. So that would be just over 50,000 points, which would be equal to about, what is that? 625 plus 625, 12. Wait, no, do that math wrong. 325 plus 225, so $650 in cash. Instead, we're just going to spend 50,000 points, okay? 2 nights in Vegas in one of the nicest 5-star hotels there. We spent 50,000 points, which obviously we have. We have more than that because we have 220,000 or whatever in Chase here. But right there, guys, that's awesome. You can see that's 100% free instead of spending $650. So that shows you the value right there. It's just it's stupid value, guys. Stupid value. And it's even more valuable if you take it outside of this and you redeem it for even something better if you get a more advanced Chase card, which I do every single time. So instead of spending 25,000 points, my cost to this would actually be about 20,000 or 19,000 points per night. Okay, so we could spend 2 nights here in a 5-star for about 40,000 points instead of 50,000 points. Okay, and that's something I'll have to go on later on as well, a little bit more advanced. But I'll show you guys Amex as well real quick. So I'm gonna take a second to log in. Okay, so here we are, guys. You can see between my Chase and my Amex here, I have 167,000 points in here. So you guys might know William is my first name, William Ryan. So that's why it says William. But I do have a platinum card with American Express, and I do also have that gold as well. You can see right here, do have the platinum card, the Amex Platinum personal, not business, and I do have the Chase or the Amex Gold. So I do have both of those cards right here. See those? So those are solid cards, guys. Awesome, great benefits. So you have 167,000 points plus the 220 on the other side. I have about 400,000 points just within Chase and Amex, just on my account. I have a lot of other points in other places as well, and a lot of other platforms. So really cool there, guys. Awesome value, as you can see. Lots of reasons to do that, because that right there, 400,000 points, if I redeem those, let's say all through the Chase platform, those 400,000 points would be worth something like $5,000 to $6,000 worth of travel, guys. Free travel, and all I did was I got these credit cards and I started spending with my business expenses on those cards. So it's super important to know the value that you have with doing that, okay? And this can allow you to do something that a lot of people talk about, but not a lot of people do, okay? And I know my handwriting is absolutely terrible here, and it's just because this stupid freaking thing, like whenever I go in to do it, it like delays a second. So you can actually be, if you would like to be, it really depends on your lifestyle and if this is what you want to do, but you have the opportunity, that's supposed to say digital, man, you know, maybe it's the track, the mouse trackpad here for iMac, for not iMac, the Apple, you know, MacBook, right? I don't know. Digital nomad. You could actually be a legitimate digital nomad if you want to be. If you don't want to be, that's fine. You can just travel in luxury whenever you want and run your business from home. That's kind of what I do. I get to travel whenever I want, and you know, I just work from home, and it's awesome. I love it. It gives me a very flexible lifestyle. It gives you the ability to do whatever you want. But if you wanted to be a digital nomad, you absolutely could, because you take your laptop to wherever you are, and as long as you have Wi-Fi, which most places do, you're good. You just run your ads, run your store, run your business, whatever it may be, and you're solid to go, okay? So the one thing I do want you guys to remember that is super important, okay, I'm gonna put this in a different color here because I think it's unbelievably important for you guys to remember, is a lot of this, especially when we're relating to the travel stuff, okay, it relates back to one simple thing, one thing that you need to grow over time. If you're not at the age of 18 yet, yes, you're gonna have to wait a little bit, but there's things you can do. Like if you're under the age of 18, I would recommend if your parents or a family member has really good credit, has a really good credit score, get on their account as an authorized user. That will help your credit score. I wouldn't say necessarily do that as a, you know, if you're over the age of 18, but if you're under the age of 18, I definitely recommend that. If you're over the age of 18, get your first card, get yourself rolling. But your credit score is everything, guys, especially when it relates to traveling the world, getting these cards and being able to acquire these points later on down the road when you want to buy a house. You know, when you want to rent a house, when you want to, you know, get a car, buy a car, rent a car, lease a car, when you want to get credit cards, when you want to do anything, like, guys, credit is so important. You need to build your credit. So the credit score that you have, that's everything revolves around that, okay? So based on what your credit is, if you're in the 700s or you're above 720 specifically, you have that A1 credit, I would recommend going with the Chase Inc. Business Preferred starting off, especially if you're running a business online, and then Amex Business Gold as the second one. I'll put those links below. But if you're just getting started, you're under 700, you're trying to build that score, I would recommend getting the Discover It card, starting with that card, building up that credit score, paying things off when they're due, and not spending any money you don't have. That's the most important thing, guys. Don't spend money just because you have a credit card. That is not your money. You're gonna get charged wild interest, and it's not worth it in the long term. I promise you that. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. That is how you can, in 2020, travel the world and sell products online and love your life, do whatever it is, and have the freedom to do whatever it is you want to do in your life. The opportunity is there in 2020 as it relates to traveling and free traveling, and as it relates to having a business online. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Appreciate all of you coming in, and I'll see you in the next video.